and this is the next Winnie Mandela of this generation. So this may his soul rest in peace, the VC who is related to me took that away from me, and it was very painful.
Hello, welcome to today's episode of Unfolding with Kennedy. I'm your host, your one and only, your babe, your bestie, Kenny Banks. And here we have today someone very important in the society, in African, in South Africa. Yeah, we have, she's a student leader at Northwest University. She's an MC, she's a poet, and she's also a traditional healer. And we have Miss Bossy.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, welcome to Unfolding with Kenny B. Can you please tell us just a little about yourself?
All right, thank you so much, Kenny. I feel most welcome to be part of the show. Miss Bossy is a brand. As you can see, this is the brand, Miss Bossy brand.
Oh, no.
You can see, right, guys? Camera. Yes, Miss Bossy is literally a female version of a boss. And by that, I mean that she's that one woman that can do anything or all these things that men can do. And I wouldn't want to call myself a feminist, but I'm an advocate for females. Because we do know that predominantly females were oppressed, they never had their stands and all those things. And I decided, as bold as I am, I should be the voice for females that cannot speak for themselves. Every time I see injustice, especially happening to females, I cannot stand it. And given that other women are not that audible or are not that brave enough to face certain people or issues, then I had to come and play my role. It's also my highest calling to begin with, but we'll get to talk about that. Ms. Bossy is, in terms of the art fraternity, a poet, an MC, inspirational speaker, and also aspiring radio anchor. You can tell most guys, like it's an innate thing. It's a gift that is embedded. But then also there's other things about Ms. Bossy. I call myself a multifaceted woman because I do other things besides the art fraternity. I'm into politics. I was bred into the student command and now in the EFF. I do other things besides me being a traditional healer, of course. That one I did not pick. It's not a career, it's a calling, but we'll talk about that. I studied BCom in logistics management at the Northwest University. Currently studying my MCom in business management, majoring in supply chain management. Supply chain management is another aspect of logistics management. That's just a little bit about me. I'm also an academic at heart.
That's not little. That's a lot.
It's a lot. But I feel like I handle myself with grace because I know that I have to live all these facets that are about me as a person. Yes.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Thank you. Because earlier I was discussing with my producer. I wanted to introduce you as a Sangoma, and I was cautioned. So I want to actually know what is the difference between a traditional healer and a Sangoma.
Well, it's basically one and the same thing. You know, when you have a gift or you have a calling, the people that are called have a calling, but then sometimes you can be a prophet, you can be a Sangoma, you can be... A traditional healer is basically an umbrella name for them, for the whole thing. But then by saying a person is a Sangoma is basically how they were initiated. You go and train in a certain way. The customs are different from you going to train as a Tswana traditional healer. And also it's different from when you when you're a prophet or when you are doing mundao and other aspects of you having your calling. So I don't know how to call it, but I think we should just say, okay, I'm a traditional healer, yes, but I'm also a prophet. Prophetess. Yes.
Now I get
and other things.
Now I get it. Can you share a bit about your journey and what inspired you to get involved in student leadership?
I was born a leader. I've always been in student leadership. Okay, in high school there was no student leadership. We were learners in school. From grade 1 until grade 12 we are learners. So I've always been in a position of leadership. From grade 1 I was always class monitors. I was always chairperson of debating society, and other things. So leadership is something that was embedded in me, and like I said, it's my highest calling because it was through leadership that I was able to help people and come through. Before I knew that, I had the other calling, yes, the deep one. So moving into university, then I managed to bring myself out as that leader that has always been. I got involved in leadership from residence level. First year I was a chairperson of a residence.
Wow.
I became a deputy secretary of the residence council. The following year I became a chairperson of another residence.
Wow.
You know, when you are that good and people have loved you and they're like, we want you again.
Yeah.
We've seen what you've done. You were there for us. And I remember actually this time when my calling came through my student leadership or through my leadership position. You know, when you are doing things that are beyond your calling, that are beyond what you have to do as a chairperson. As a chairperson, I had to take care of my students at rest. Whatever problems they had, they came to me, right? Related to rest. But with me, it was more personal. It was like somebody was giving birth, was in labor at rest. I was the one who had to attend to it. And I remember very well, there was this period of my residence leadership whereby students were attacked spiritually.
Wow.
So now my residence officer was like, Bossy, there's this, she's colored, nah? She was like, Bossy, there's this issue happening at this block, what. And I think you are brave enough to go handle it. I know that you are very fearless. And she sent me there as the chairperson of the residence. But little did I know that she was sending me there as a healer. Because when I got there, it was deep. Like,
maybe she saw it in you. Maybe she saw what you can't actually
couldn't see at that moment, at that time.
Yeah.
Yes. So I went there and I helped the students, and as I look back, I realized that that's when my calling was coming out. But because I wasn't aware, I didn't know what it was. I only figured like 2 years after that. But that's how it started. Like I helped people with more personal issues, and I feel like also I gave in of myself because I knew that's what I had to do, and that's why they picked me again. And then I went into SRC after the residence. You elevate in life.
Yes.
There's levels
Growth,
to certain things. I left residence leadership. I went to now lead the whole campus as a secretary general of the SCC Student Campus Council. It was previously known as SRC, but because we have 3 campuses, each campus had a leadership actually. Then I served as Art and Culture and International Relations Officer at the SRC level. Now I was governing the whole NWU in that aspect. That's where I knew what Taufik and the whole international crew. I got involved with them or build a relationship with them through that position in my leadership because I was serving them and also had their best interest at heart. I knew their struggles, like when they had to pay full amount for registration and all these other things. So that's what I was advocating for as well.
You were their voice.
I was their voice.
Yeah.
I was their voice.
Interesting.
Thank you.
What specific leadership role or responsibilities do you hold within the student community?
What do I hold? Well, currently, I'm not holding a position, but I'm always getting people whom I served the previous years coming to me for help. I mean, my help is endless, and my leadership, like I said, it's embedded. It doesn't have to be, it doesn't go with position, actually. I don't have to be nominated or picked as a chairperson or whatever that is, but I will lead even after I have served the student community of Northwest University. I'm still leading the community where I come from, even around Mahikeng. Students still come to me with different problems, and they know definitely I will help them. I will make sure that they get the help they need. I don't mind going to campus physically and talking to the people that I need to talk to and knowing that they'll do what they have to do.
Are you still in campus?
I'm still studying. I'm doing my master's this year, final year.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm a student, but I don't stay at campus anymore.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What are some of the challenges you face as a student leader, and how have you overcome them?
There's a lot. The first one I mentioned, right, where I had to deal with issues beyond my, should I say, position or leadership role or whatever that was prescribed for me to do in that position of leadership. I went from just serving as an SRC leader to serving personal issues. I mean, even before I went to initiate, people would come to me with traditional healing or calling the problems with their calling. I'd be called at certain residences as a student having a problem that I had to go address. And I went to address, but when a thing is in you, that's when I was being trained and initiated and being shown who I was. I was able to help such issues. I mean, I made traditional healers fashionable on campus. Like when I went for initiation and came back, I allowed them to be. So I was always going through for them when they were going to trances and things that people didn't understand. And as well, I'd have issues whereby students would come with their family problems, their parents, this is happening, I'll call and I'll be involved and I'll get through.
Wow.
So, yeah, those are some of the challenges. I just don't want to mention others because they're a bit personal, to those people I was helping. But it was along those lines.
Yeah, how do you manage your academic workload along your relationship commitments?
Well, I feel like, I don't feel like, I'm smart, but I'm a hard worker. When you are determined to be the best, irrespective of your load. I remember how I'd always, when I was campaigning for SRC, to be whatever the position was, but now in politics, you must always work the ground. You wake up at 6 a.m., you go talk to students, you come back late, around 10, you hold meetings, you leave around 2. And that time I have a test the next day, but I'll still make sure that I do not sleep, or I wake up, sleep for an hour, wake up, study, because now it's about the goal that you've set for yourself. And I always wanted myself to be the best, to be number one, and I always aimed for a distinction in everything I did. So my studying was propelled by the goal, or what I wanted out of that. So it was about sitting down, it was about knowing what you want, using your brain to get out to get from it to what you want. And I always made it, I always made it because of that hard work. And I think I had to compromise other things. I wasn't dating at the time.
Wow.
Then I wasn't going out.
No, because there's no way
it'll be too
you
much.
can can do all these things and still
Yeah.
have time for men.
Guys,
Yeah.
for dating, for mujalo. No,
Yeah.
no. So I wasn't about that. And people knew me. They usually ask me, Rena, do you ever date? Do you ever?
And men, they get intimidated with this kind of
as
role,
well.
this kind of leadership,
As
this
well.
kind of
Women. This bold character of a woman. It was always the case. I always told them I don't date university students. You guys are just below my
Bossy!
You're too young for me. You won't handle me.
Sister boss!
So now I wasn't interested, and I felt like I'll just be wasting my time. Even the people that I felt like were on my level were just not meeting the requirements. I'm too specific. I have standards.
You know what you want.
I don't drop them for anyone or anything. So I was about that. It's either what I want or nothing. A man must come, even if he's my age, but to move me. To move me. Don't come and stress me and do small boys things. You understand? So I didn't do that. Even partying, I wasn't drinking. There were certain things that had to fall so that bigger things could be. And that was leadership. And that was pushing my brand. Okay, my calling wasn't that deep then, but everything I had to, my academics, that one I couldn't compromise.
Yeah.
Sure. And that is why even at the end of everything, I managed to graduate as the only cum laude graduate in my class.
Wow.
That's how much of hard work I
No,
put.
I mean, I think everything you do, you make sure.
You always make sure.
Like you are,
honey,
it's
I'm
either
a
you do it or
I don't.
You don't.
I always
and when you
say
are going
that.
for it, like you go for it big.
Hard.
And that's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
You see, yes.
I always tell people, whatever you're doing, just make sure it's worth it. It's worth
what
the
you
time,
love doing.
and what you love doing. Yeah, that's very nice. How do you feel losing student presidents to an opponent party and losing to someone who is now iconized to be Winnie Mandela?
Iconized? Who's iconized? Oh, that person. No. You see, this one is very personal, ne? It's very personal. But I'm going to use this platform to express myself.
Please.
First of all, I don't know who's iconized as what is what, but the first loss of this campaign or elections run, I did not lose.
Okay.
The people that know. You understand? It was just politics at play. And only later I figured, you know, when a lot of things come out and you're like, oh, okay, I've always known, but now people are confessing it. So basically, I was related to the VC then.
Okay.
And from his side, it was avoiding nepotism, but it wasn't that. You know, I'm self-made. And the fact that I've always been uncomfortable with calling myself with my surname because it was related to him and people did not like him when I started attending there. I had to protect myself. That's why Miss Bossy was the Miss Bossy.
Okay.
People always knew me as Miss Bossy and not Bipelo Khwadi. Because the minute they heard Khwadi, it was, you know, is. And now I was fought for my surname for being who I was. But that alone is not a problem. The problem now here is I became the first female presidential candidate to run for this position. I was the first female to be that courageous to say I'm going to be the first president of this campus.
Okay.
And people know, even the voters, even the people who were working inside the IEC, they know that I won. But because of whatever discrepancies or I don't know what they were trying to do. But also management was afraid of me. I was that powerful.
Wow.
That like is
like,
an undisputable fact.
We don't want to give it to this lady. She's going to bite us.
She's going to kill us. And they knew that I had the power to close the main campus alone. I had the power of the masses. People felt me. They felt my presence. They knew my leadership. I didn't have to convince anyone. They knew that here we are led. And this is the next Winnie Mandela of this generation. So this, may his soul rest in peace, the VC who's related to me, took that away from me, and it was very painful. And you must understand now, I exposed myself to the crowd, to people with confidence, knowingly, and also because at that time I had already been initiated. I knew. My people told me. It was confirmed in a lot of ways. It wasn't just me trying or just attempting, you know, or thinking that it's like that. I knew. People knew. People loved me. People believed in my leadership. But then whatever that happened. But I can't take it light because it also affected me a lot. Having to come back to the public with that confidence wasn't easy.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm Miss Bossy. I can take anything. I'm strong. I'm macho and all that. But it dealt with me personally and alone. I sat down and I thought to myself, how do I now come out confidently and be like, I'm campaigning for this? Even if it wasn't for the same position, but anything else. And I had to take time and a lot of strength for me to come back and to be myself. And even now, it still hits deep because he took my throne away from me. He took what God has ordained me unto. He just diminished it. But it's okay because I feel like as you grow and as you mature and as you understand spirituality, you say to yourself, like I did to myself, there's a bigger position that is awaiting me. You know, I'll be the first female president of something else, bigger and better, on another level. you know, yes, it won't be student leadership. It probably won't be on a regional level or a provincial. It might be larger than even what I expect or the province. So it's okay. I'm still coming back for who I am. Still going to stand. I'm still going to be the Miss Bossy.
I mean, it's not the end. It's just the beginning.
Right.
Of greater things.
Yes, it was big for me then, but now I see it as small. It's fine. The small waters, there's bigger things coming.
Yeah. Were you you were said to be involved in being a beneficiary of student corruption and also being at a privilege because your relative was the VC.
Okay, I think I answered that, but let me get to it. You know, there's never been anything linking me to the VC. He passed on now. He's no longer, but let's just speak to him as if he's now. There's nothing that was connecting me to him. Like I said, I fought for my stance in student politics. I fought for myself alone. I came to Northwest University already a brand. I came there, people knowing me and what I'm capable of doing. So I was just continuing what I had already started at the university. I used to go there. I attended Mafikeng High School. When I was there, I used to go there, study at the university 24 hours library. And then also I made it fashionable for other students to come study there, like from high school. And that's when I started knowing a lot of people. That's when people knew me. So when I started coming to campus, or when I started attending officially, it was like, okay, it's her. Like it's I was known like I've been there for years, you know. So the VC being related to me had nothing to do with my glory. I earned my glory. I worked hard for it. I did what I had to do. I worked the ground. I took even the whole offense that you are kwadi, you know, because we don't want kwadi, you are also kwadi, so you're a bad person. Or you are kwadi and you're getting to positions out of nepotism. But people knew that it was because of me. They knew who Miss Bossy is before they knew that she's kwadi.
And the student corruption?
There's no corruption that I've ever been involved in. Everybody knows. Like, I don't know why that could even come into play. I mean, what corruption? Like, I don't know what corruption is. My nature doesn't know corruption. I was there with the goodness of my heart and to serve the student community at the best interest of my heart and whatever that I could do for them. And you know, I entered student politics having actually everything that I needed. You know, when I went into SRC, that's where the corruption is. Like, that's where we get money. That's where money is made. That's where there's transactions of money. We deal with real life issues or student issues. And I went into SRC having won a blazer. I knew what a blazer is. I already had an iPhone at that time. So there was nothing new to me. Like things that people were like getting because they are in SRC or getting to experience. I went there knowing how to drive, like these cars that
like you already big.
I was
so
okay.
What's the corruption here?
You know, like I wasn't even interested in that money. It was small money. I was just there to make my mark and to do what I was called to do at the campus, and I did it like to the level best that I could give to those students. Corruption, me, no. I'm willing to work hard for my money. And that was small money for me to even tamper with or start thinking corruption in relation to that. Yes.
Okay, so tell us, what's your relationship status?
My relationship status, can you dance? Okay, let me answer this. I wouldn't say confidently or proudly, but I'm single.
Okay.
I know it's always a shock when I tell people that I'm single, especially
Oh,
men.
you're so beautiful.
That's
like,
what I always get.
Why? I mean, are they not coming? She said she's single. Please,
Okay.
guys, you must apply within.
Application forms
apply
are open.
Update your forms. So why are you single? You're so beautiful. You're a very friendly person. You're jovial. I don't know you that much, but
you can
I've met you. You know, I can sense you like you're a good person. So why are they not coming?
I'm everything a man can ever wish or dream for.
You know,
and more. I'm everything. Trust me. I'm just too much for them. I'm too heavy for them. They can't handle me. I come with an aura that just shakes everything about the existence. You know, a man that has plans to be promiscuous and they see me and they're like, she's a traditional healer. Oh, she's going to see my things. Or like, you know, when you have set standards for yourself and you don't shake them for anyone. I can't move, not even one. If there's a list of things that I want in a man that I want to be in a relationship with and there are 10 and you're bringing a 9, we'll see if the other one is worth compromising for, but usually I don't. And I know that the man that I want is not a dream man, is not a movie man. He exists. So I'll wait until that man can come my way.
I love when women know their standard, when they know their worth. Like, no, I'm not just going for just
because
it has to be like
I'm too busy to waste my time.
Nobody, like it has to be there
or nothing. What I want or nothing.
I love when women know their worth.
You know, right? So that's how I am.
Give it to me, high five.
That's why I've always just been that girl that's known for not dating. People even suspected that I might be lesbian or bi, and I'm like, no, guys, I don't play with my time.
Straight.
I'm too sacred to just engage anyone, to play with small boys. I'm too big for mediocre. You know. So men, these days, a lot of them come with that, and I can also sense like things. Well, this one, you may act like this or pretend to be like this, but the real you or your intentions always come out. And also, glory to my ancestors and my calling that I can see through, and they think it's a lie. I'll always find out if you are my man or you are my boyfriend, whether we're starting to date or been dating for 3 months or 3 years. I will know whatever that you're doing. I'll
they
find
tell
out.
you like, no,
I will
one.
CCTV.
This one is just a joke.
I will CCTV. And it hurts because, you know, you can't see it with your naked eye and they convince you and you go with the friend like, but it can't be true. He loves me, he's proven it, he's shown me, honey. when they show me, they show me. So it has always been that. And sometimes they also come knowing her, this one, the ones that are spiritually woke. Or she can, like, you don't play with this one.
This one is not our level. You can't play with this one.
So
be serious or you go. This one is not
yes,
yet
don't play games. Yeah. So to conclude, on my comment or answering that question, for any man that would want to date me, he has to know his story. He has to be on another level and also spiritually inclined. Because sometimes you are this person. I have a calling. I'm a traditional healer. I'm the purest thing closest to purity. So you can't come with your things. You can't come wanting promiscuity. You can't come wanting to still have fun. You must have settled, like made your mind and knowing what you're dealing with. There's a lot that I come with, Sometimes I wake up at 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and you're sleeping here. I'm disturbing you. Sometimes I burp, and you're like, ooh, okay. So you must be comfortable with such things. Yes, so it's also that needs to be considered.
Okay. How happy are you in your previous relationship, and what happened later?
How happy was I?
Yeah.
Was I even happy? Okay, I'm joking.
Let it out. Let it out.
I'm joking. I was very happy. I won't lie. I was very happy. When you think, this is the one. Yeah, I'm done. I'm fine. I've packed this. Let me focus on my career and other things. But I know I have a man. Even though he did not have everything that I wanted in terms of career-wise, monetary value and stuff like that, those were minor things that didn't shake my expectations. I knew that he was destined to become more. He was a dreamer like me. But nigga fucked it up. Sorry for the language, but it's just a matter of expression. He just went and blew everything up. And I feel like he was not matured enough for me. At that time, I thought he was, but he wasn't. Now that I look back and I'm thinking, he was actually a really small boy. He was,
do you want to public? Let's give us
like a hint. The guy, I met the guy through somebody who is here in the building. The guy was actually my first serious boyfriend that is a foreigner. He was Nigerian.
Okay.
Yes, and a different type of breed. That is, like,
because I know our men are nice. Trust me. I can work for them.
You know how they are. But this one was like, he was decent. He had stage. I don't just date anyone. When you work with me, you must show that you are working with Miss Bossy.
Yeah.
People must say, okay, we understand. He had all those things and he had a future. At least he was studying. He was studying aviation. Yes. And I saw, I'm not just throwing myself under the bus. There's a future here. I'm a career-oriented woman. I'm an academic at heart. So I wanted that out of a man. He gave me that. And he was so kind. He was always submissive to me. When I coughed, he'd always be there to give me a glass of water. He'd wake up in the middle of the night. What do you need? What do you want? But life happened and hey, he just did what he did. And I think, sometimes people need exposure. He was only confined to Mafikeng. Ever since he came to SA, Mafikeng was the only place he knew. So it's a small town. There's no... Then he went to Joburg. Joburg devoured my man. There's actually a poem that I wrote about it. The city that devoured my man, Joburg. Because he met somebody that he thought he had all that, but also it was an older woman. So it's a bit deep, but I think I'm a realist. I can't speak anything other than the truth, and I don't see a reason why I should hold back. I'm not exposing anyone, but it was unexpected of him, but he dated an older woman. I think it was security, whatever it was, he did that. But now I still can't get why he did. How do you live a future? How do you live this and
go for
temporary? You can't have a future.
All of a sudden become a cougar.
Like, you can't have a future with that person. Why did you not fight for this? And maybe obviously, I don't know, maybe do that, but obviously also I was going to find out.
So and that's so unlike our men, trust me.
You see? So,
yeah.
No, I think I know.
Yeah, because I'll tell you a few stories. I know Nigerian men they are built to take care of their woman. They like that leadership. They like, no, I must lead. I'm a man. I'm a man. I should be able to take care of my woman. I should be able to take care of my own. So you hardly see, I don't know which tribe he is. You understand what I mean? I
Yoruba.
don't know. Yoruba. No, it's not. It's not. We denounce him.
If he was Igbo, it would make sense, maybe.
Yeah, kind of. So we denounce him because Yoruba men, I will tell you, they call themselves Yoruba demons. I will tell you, they are built to take care of their women. Trust me, in my house, I don't pay that. I don't pay cents.
That's why I was.
I don't even know how much the mortgage is.
That's why I was.
You get what I mean? So because they are so like in doing that, maybe it just.
I think it was security. Like I want a life. There's no one here.
Because he's there in South Africa, and he
this
wants
is the only
something fast.
who's
Yeah.
here. Yeah, so I got to understand it, but also I'm one woman that does not forgive cheating. And I always say I don't spit vomit and eat it back. Not me. No. And I feel like also whatever that ends, there's always better. I've always found better from all the previous relationships I had. So it's a pattern, it's standard that you find better the next partner. I don't cry over men.
Yeah.
Like, who are men? Yeah, that's what it
They're
is.
just, they're just their necessity.
Yeah,
that
whatever
you
they
just
are.
have to.
But I was happy when I was with him, and he loved me so much, I know. And I loved him back. He's like, I even knew his family, like it was that deep, like his family loved me more than they loved him, or he loved them, whatever that was. But I've made peace. I'm good.
Nice. Which do you prefer? Dating a foreigner or dating a local citizen?
Definitely a local citizen, because now I figured through when you grow. I mean, now I'm a whole grown woman. I'm in my prime years. I wanted to mention it, but it's fine. I don't need to mention my age. But the people that know me know. So I think the reason why I'm saying that is because it has nothing to do with anything. It has more to do with my calling. The local people would understand who I am and what I am. It becomes very difficult. Language barrier, cultural barrier. It becomes difficult to explain to a man who I am, what I am, what is going on with me, what is being a traditional healer. So I don't want to go through that. I want a man that will receive me well spiritually. That is, let's leave other things. That will understand what a calling is, or what it means to have a woman who has a calling, the compromises to be made, and all those things. So for a person who's local,
At least they will
it makes
understand you better.
better sense.
Yeah,
in that aspect.
Yeah, compared to a foreigner that doesn't even know your culture. Like he'll be like, I'm dating this tradition. Like, what is it about? You have to explain to them, and it's a whole lot of work.
It's a lot, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Besides being called,
Marcus.
So besides being called Miss Bossy, would you want to be called Gogo or Mukulu?
Okay,
Mukulu.
I don't know if I cool actually.
Mukulu.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I am. I'm not Gogo, just as a point of correction. And also to everybody that used to call me Gogo, I'm not Gogo. I am cool.
Okay, so for me, I don't understand.
I'm going
what
to elaborate.
Gogo is. Yeah, but can you please explain?
It has more to do with spiritual. It's a spiritual rank, and also has to do with the energy that lives in you. Lidlozi is your spiritual element, the person who's got you spiritually. So mine is a male, so I have masculine energy, hence mkulu. Usually gogos would be the feminine energy, so as well, because I've been at it for more than 5 years. It's been 5 years that I've been initiated as Sangoma, and then now I went through another journey which has to do with the water and me being a prophetess and everything. That's it's Mundao. Mundao has to do with the rain. I think that's why it's raining. It's my glory.
Now
they can see the priest.
No, this is our person.
Yes, we are
You have
here.
to bless the ground for
Thank
her.
you. Now you get it. So that's what it is. I'm a water element. I'm a water spirit. I'm connected to the water. I'm that deep with it. It's just that obviously there's certain things I can't speak about. But when it comes to the water, honey, you're talking about me. And I love my calling actually, because I feel like that's my highest purpose in life. When there's a lot of people that are still trying to find themselves who they are. And according to Maslow's hierarchy of needs, there's that self-realization stage whereby other people have all these ones but never reach it. I have reached it. I can confidently say that. I know who I am. I know what I need to do, what I came on this earth to do. And that's that. You know, I'm here to heal. I'm here to give life. I'm here to touch people, even through my craft, which is like poetry and whatever. That's that.
Interesting. How did you get started in the field of traditional healing? What inspired you?
I didn't start. It's not even a few years. I've always been called, and I've always known. You know, when something lives in you, is in you. You know that you have this thing, but you don't know what it is. You don't know how to orchestrate.
So how did you find yourself? Like, how did you?
It comes with time, and when you open your mind to these things, you start gaining knowledge, you start seeing certain
like
things.
through dreams or
well, with me it was life experiences, and then it started with dreams, where now you don't dream aeroplanes and flying, and you dream about real life situations, real life,
and
real people and issues.
And it happens.
Things that are happening around you. I remember there was this time when I was at in student politics. I was an SRC member at the time, so people were having a meeting in my name. They were saying whatever that was happening, but it was against me. And I had to be in that meeting, but I was sick. I was sleeping. You know, I just woke up in the middle of that, and I went there, knocked, and everybody was shocked. And we thought you were sick. We thought, because I saw it. I just laid down and I saw everything, and I'm like, I'm going. Then I got there, and that's how I started knowing her. Okay, they come through dreams. They you get vivid dreams.
I wish I have that. Let me know when they're talking about me.
Yes,
and
and
just you said this.
Yes.
No,
I saw you.
You said it, and I want them to no deny it. Like, no, you said this.
You said it. You know. So that's what it is.
That's powerful.
But with great power comes great responsibility. There's those things that you need to submit yourself to that other people don't do or they don't see. Like for it to work, you need to also put in the effort. Yes, you are called. You have this gift. You are probably that powerful, but you must wake up at 12 to pray. You must wake up at 3. You must now see things that people are not seeing. Like when you are sleeping, you are called. You go outside, you see whatever. Something is happening to somebody, it comes through to you. You must go deal with that.
The person, yeah.
It's a lot. So we deal with demons, literally.
Yeah, it is.
So
wow, that's a huge responsibility.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Miss Bossy.
Yes.
What advice would you give to other students who aspire to take leadership roles in their schools or communities?
All right. Thank you for the question, Kenny. First of all, do it because you love it. You love helping people. Don't do it for material conditions. Because from my experience, I found a lot of people doing that, and they don't actually do what the intention was to help people. So when you go into leadership, don't attempt. It's a thing that comes with you. It's like a calling. It's something that you love doing. You're going to go through the most. Like even with myself, I had to at some point compromise my academics. I had to compromise myself. I had to compromise my party time. I had to compromise my youth to a certain extent to be there for students, to be in leadership, to show up, because you need to show up. Sometimes they'll call you at 2 a.m. in the morning and need you. You must go because you said you are for the students. You said you are standing. So it shouldn't be about anything that you're going to get in return. If for anyone that wants to lead, for anyone that is an aspiring leader or student leader or a leader in the community, do it to develop people. Do it to make a difference in that when you're gone, your name stays. Like I did at the Northwest University. If you go there right now, if you talk to anyone about Miss Bossy, I'm still relevant because I wasn't about myself. I was about the people. Yes.
Yeah, they come first.
For the people.
Yeah. That's deep. That's deep. Yeah. So now we move on to the next segment.
All right.
The basket of truth.
Okay.
Yeah. So you pick. Is it the big one or the small one? Yeah, you pick this. You open it. You give me one, then I read it out.
Okay. Is it questions that you're going to ask me?
And I
have to answer.
The basket of truth. You have to answer, like you have to say the truth while you answer it. Can you hold this for me? Yeah, so you pick it and give it to me. Okay. Ta-da! What's your biggest turn on in a guy?
Turn on.
What turns you on? Like,
besides looking good, he must work out. I only
what
date
else?
guys who
Like
work out.
gym?
Yeah, be
have
well
the six
built.
packs.
No, it's not about the six packs.
Okay.
I always say a guy must have shoulders, must have chest and arms. You see, I'm well built. I'm a well built woman.
Yeah.
So a guy must come
must
way he
compliment
compliments
you.
me.
That's
Yes, don't be lazy. I go to gym, so you must compliment what I do. You must put in hard work.
That's better.
You must look good. You must be well built.
Wow.
It's not about six pack is nothing. It's like
you must,
the last
you must,
thing on
you
the
must
list.
work on himself.
Yes.
He must be built.
Well built.
So can you pick the other
Another one?
So you're gonna pick 5
Okay.
in this. Yeah. Don't spy.
No, they're not open. I can't see anything.
Yeah. Who was your worst kiss ever? And explain.
Nah, I don't have that actually. I can tell that I don't just, you know. I do a spiritual
You don't just put the
introspection.
mouth there.
I don't just. I've never had that, and
okay.
I haven't dated a lot of people, so the ones that I went for were the ones.
Okay, so pick another one and give it to me. Do you ever have any fetish?
Me? Not really. I don't think I do.
Are
None
you sure
that I
you're
can
being
think
truthful?
of. I'm telling you.
Because this is a basket of fruits.
Yes, and I'm a very truthful individual. I don't think
So
I have.
there's no, you don't have any fetish.
I doubt.
Yeah, pick.
None that I can
I
think
you're
of.
number 3. Okay, so pick.
So there's 2 left.
There's one left after this.
Okay.
Producer. Okay. Who was your worst sexual partner and why? I think you.
I never had.
Okay.
It goes along with the kiss question. Yeah. And the count is very low. It's minimal. So. Let me go for the last one.
The last
right?
one. Our producer is very naughty. It's very naughty.
I'm also naughty.
Okay. What does size really matter?
No, I always say that it's about your ability,
To
like
be able
you know
to
what
know
to
how
do,
to use-
how to do, and how to work with what you got.
So you are saying that the size doesn't matter?
It doesn't. It must be reasonable. You know, average. Okay, yes.
Okay, so what do you call reasonable? What's the definition of reasonable to you?
Normal and average. What do you call average? You know,
How many inches?
Yeah, I don't know, but I feel like this thing of having to go big and what I always say, it's not like that thing is not even that good. You must just have something that
It might
can
be
match
big
you.
and you don't know how to use it.
Yes, and it's not nice. Big,
And you are
big,
not
big
touching
is
the right
not.
places.
You see, so okay size and knowing how to
How
do
to
your
maneuver
work
the.
is what works. Average and proper.
Okay, one more.
One last.
Yeah,
one.
one for the road.
Yes.
One for the road. I think this is same as the last one here. Yeah.
The question.
It's the same.
Okay.
So I think we open it. I think maybe they just double.
So,
in it.
Can I have something to say before the
Yeah,
show
of course.
closes?
Yeah. No, although we've not closed.
Okay.
But you can
No,
say
it's
something.
fine. I'll do it at the end then.
Okay, so now we move on to the baskets of radios.
Okay.
Can you please?
All right.
I think you're.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
I told you I got
No,
my
just
skin
hold
energy,
it.
right?
Just hold it, then you
So I
give
should
you
give you.
pick and yeah. So we're doing 3 in this. Okay, so where does today come before yesterday?
Where
does today come before yesterday?
You know these kind of questions, ne? I was once made a meme because of these questions. Where does today come before yesterday? Where does it come? Where? What kind of question is that? Isn't it tomorrow?
It is in the dictionary.
The dictionary. Oh, okay. All right.
So today comes before yesterday.
But I don't think you'd have also answered it if you didn't know it. Yeah. Okay. The next one.
Next
Right.
one.
All right.
What has many teeth but cannot bite?
Many teeth but cannot bite.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know. So I should help you out.
Yes, please.
It's a comb.
Guys. You see
That's
these,
why it's a riddle.
yeah, these general questions, this general knowledge.
So this is the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have branches, but no fruit, trunk, or leaves. So what am I? I have branches, but no fruit, trunk, or leaves.
You know what they call those things? It's one the tamalakwan. That's like that. No, that's what they call it. It's like you play with words and what. Like I don't know.
You're not good at it. Okay, it's a bank,
You see?
and it also it can be a church or a bank. You know that. You know, like they have branches.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they don't have fruits. Yeah,
they are
and
not
then
trees.
you know, yeah, they are not trees. They are not leaves. Yeah,
Makes
they
sense.
are branches. They have branches.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you so much for having me. It's really nice having you onto this segment, to this episode. So, can you tell us, if people want to reach you, how can they reach you? Can you tell us your handles, you know, your next project, what you're working on, you know, Miss Bossy? Yeah, give it to us.
All right, thank you. Miss Bossy Brand is how they can get me on Instagram, Facebook. It's Boipelo Miss Bossy Khwadi, but Miss Bossy Brand is the one.
Okay.
And
it's Miss Bossy
Brand.
Like together, Miss
Yes,
Bossy
one
Brand.
word. Yes.
Okay.
This is a brand. It's something that is going to live forever. And
Amen.
the brand is about me as a poet, as an MC, inspirational speaker, and aspiring radio anchor. So basically, I'm working on my craft, and you must understand that there was Miss Bossy before the calling or the initiation, and now there's Miss Bossy after that. For instance, if I have to go deliver poetry now with the calling and whatever that comes out of me, it'll be fire. I have to use my craft in a way that will touch people's lives, my poetry to heal. And that's what I'm destined for. That's what has to be at the end of the day with my craft. And also I'm for young females in terms of inspiring them. There's a lot of problems that young females are facing. That's why I was at some point called a feminist. It's not really that I am, but I'm advocating for whatever injustices that young women are having. Young women are giving themselves to men. They can't stand for themselves. They can't let go of men. You know, a lot of them come to me like, you know, that guy is still hurting me, that guy. And I'm like, why don't you leave him? There's so many possibilities. There's so much brighter future for you. You are delaying your life and your progress because of this man. Like, just let go. So young women have a problem with letting go. They hold on to men. I don't know what the reason is. So they need a woman like me that can give them guidance, that can show them the way, that can show them how to do it. Sometimes they just don't know how to do it. Not everybody has that strength that I have or the character that I come with. So it's me that will have to lay down for them, give it to them, mold them into the right women that they have to be. So that's where Miss Bossy is going in terms of having a brand. And also because I'm in Donia Manzi, that's like a water element. It's very big for me to go and touch people with that aspect of my spirituality, but using my craft, which is words. Yes, my words to heal, my words to change lives, my words to redirect the perspectives and mindsets of young women into more positive and progressive thoughts and align them to their whatever as a future they aspire to have, wherever they have to be at the end of the day in terms of their lives. Women are bigger than what they have succumbed
Yeah,
to.
they are.
Yes,
They are.
especially young
people,
women.
Yeah, people don't know their words. They just decide to like, no, this is what I'm into. This is where I find myself. No, I would rather just remain here. No, we're what's more than that. We are big. We
Bigger
are,
than
we have
that.
power. I always tell people like in the US, like the research found it that women are very powerful. They even have tendency of making it more than men.
That's how it
You
is.
understand the power we have, just that we don't know it.
They don't know
and so
it.
many people, they just they don't know their words, and
So-
they let people abuse
Just
them.
let yes.
Yeah,
So it's a reconditioning of the mind that is needed, restructuring of the mental mindset, and also the perspective about life, what they've seen. A lot of men have been exposed, so we can't shy away from that, but they need to be molded and redirected so they can be. Women are big, and I always say in my attempt to conclude, God is a woman, who creates life, who gives life. It's a woman. That's why they are that powerful. They create a life inside of them, give it life until it can come and be something that lives on earth. So women must know their power and they must own it and earn it. Amanda! Thank you. And also, I'd really like to say this. I appreciate the economic freedom fighters. That's my political home for having put me where I am. I do work for the economic freedom fighters currently, and I do not intend to stay because I have a bigger picture. But then it needs recognition because just after I've graduated, it took me in because of the impact I had in my student leadership and activism. So shout out to the economic freedom fighters. Thank you. 2024 is our 1994. Yes, thank you, Kenny, for having me. I appreciate it, for
really
allowing
nice
me.
having you here.
to-
Thank
to
you very much
give-
for honoring our invite.
Thank you.
And I really enjoyed my, this section.
I'm glad.
Thank you very much.
I felt you
maybe
too.
in the next picture we can
Bring me again.
bring you again, and I'm sure you'll be glad to
come again.
Come
and
again.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So this episode has been a mind-blowing one with Miss Bossy. And I remain your host, your one and only, your bestie, Kenny Banks. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Unfolding with Kenny B. Like, comment, and share with your loved one. Till we see again.